Okay, on to day 2. Let's not waste any time. So come and find a comfortable seated position. You can be sitting cross-legged or kneeling like I am. And we're just gonna start. Let's just close our eyes for a minute and start to focus on our breath. Let's just take 20 seconds to turn some awareness inside and settle down before our practice. Focus on your breathing. Maybe set an intention that you're going to work as hard as you can for the next 25 minutes. Shoulders back. All right, let's sweep our arms down, out, and up, looking up. And then on the way down, let's roll our wrists. We do a lot in yoga on our wrists, so we just want to warm them up, make sure they're nice and stretched. Inhaling the arms up overhead and rolling the wrists down. Let's do that one more time, opening the chest and rolling the wrists down. I'm just gonna go sideways to show you. We're gonna tuck our toes, do a little toe stretch sitting on our heels. And as we do that, let's just do a couple neck rolls from side to side. Just warming up your spine, easing the tension in your neck. You might feel it a little in the bottom of your feet, so let's just kick that out a little bit. And we're going to set up for a child's pose, sitting down on our heels. Extend your arms out in front and let your head hang. Going to go through a little flow starting in child's pose. Staying on your forearms, we're going to lift our chest, lift our hips a little bit. Have an arch in our back, looking up, press into all 10 fingers, arch your back, look up, drop your belly, and exhale, tuck your chin, and round your upper back. From here, you're going to tuck your toes, press into all 10 fingers, and sit up into your downward dog. Pedal your feet out. Loosen up your neck. Try and lift your hips up. Bring your chest close to your thighs. Press evenly into all 10 fingers. And then we're going to round forward, shoulders over the wrists into your plank. Nice strong plank here. Get some heat in your shoulders, engage your core. Bring the knee down, both knees down, and sit on back. Let's do this flow 2 more times. So we're coming forward, arching the back on our forearms, pressing through our palms. Tuck the chin, arch your back. Tuck your toes, hips up, meet in downward dog. Find some stillness and then round forward into your plank, shoulders over the wrists, knees come down. Let's do that one more time. Just sitting our hips back just for a moment. And then we're going to come forward, arching the back on our forearms. Come into the full pose on our palms. And tuck your chin, round drop your back. Hips come up into downward dog. You can find a little movement if you find it tough to stay in this pose. Rounding forward into your plank, shoulders over the wrist. Might feel a little bit of a shake or a burn now. Knees come down. Let's set our knees out wide this time, toes together. And we're going to sit into extended child's pose, arms extended out in front. And let your chest, let your head drop. Opening up your hips here. All right, let's move on. We're going to get up into our downward dog, pressing all 10 fingers, shift those hips back up. Upside down V. And we're going to step, walk, or hop, make our way into a forward fold at the front of our mat. And let your head go. Let's heel toe our feet a little bit wider this time. And we're going to add in a few twists. So we're going to bend our right leg, sweep our left arm open to the sky, shoulders away from the ears. And then sweep down and fold. Let's bring it on over to the other side. Left leg bends, right arm opens up. And let's try that one more time each side. Left arm open. And fold, switch, left leg bends, right arm over top. Coming back to your forward fold, let's roll up. You can find a little movement. We're going to bring yourself up to standing. Head comes up last. Up into our mountain pose. All right, stand up nice and tall. Let's lift our arms out to come up. And fold forward. Going to do a few little rolls. We're going to halfway lift, bring our hands up our legs, nice and long, fold down, and roll ourselves up. Let's do that 2 more times. Arms reaching overhead, and exhale, fold forward, hinge at the hips. Inhale to halfway lift. Hands can be on the shins or up on the thighs, shoulders away from the ears. Fold down, let's round ourselves all the way up. And fold forward. Inhaling, find space in the spine. Exhale, fold, let your head go. Soft knees, let's bring ourselves all the way up. Hands come together in prayer and slide down to your heart. All right, let's move on from here. Starting the same way, arms come up overhead and folding forward. Halfway lift, your version. All right, and from here we're going to step our right leg back and find a little movement in your runner's lunge here. Chest is shining forward. All right, once you feel comfortable there, back knee comes down, arms come overhead. Nice big stretch in your hip flexor here. And fold forward, hands can come down. We're going to shift our hips back, stretching out that left leg. Keep your chest nice and open. You want to feel the stretch right here. And then shifting the weight forward. Let's get back into that runner's lunge. Lift that right knee up. Find a little movement, get steady. And then we're going to come right up into a high lunge, arms overhead. Legs nice and strong, tight in towards each other. And then folding forward, we're going to push off that back leg and come into our fold. Let's halfway lift once more. And fold. Step our left leg back. Runner's lunge again on the opposite side. Let's get that back knee down. Arms come overhead, opening up. Folding forward, shift your hips back. Those right toes can pop up. Feel a nice stretch in your right hamstring. And then we're shifting our weight forward. Left knee pops up. Find your balance here in your runner's lunge, and then we're going to bring ourselves right up. Engage those legs. Just for a moment. Feel nice and strong. Try and square your hips. And then folding forward. Let's push off that back foot into a forward fold at the front of our mat. Good job, guys. Inhale to halfway lift. Let's try that on the other side. Folding forward, step your right leg back. And drop that back knee down. Right arm comes up overhead. Both arms, actually. There we go. Folding forward, shift the hips back. Lengthening those leg muscles. And fold forward. Back knee comes up. Once you feel steady, use those legs as support. Come right into your high lunge, shoulders away from the ears. And fold forward. Let's push off that back leg into our forward fold. And fold. Halfway lift. Let's even it out on the other side. Fold down, step your left leg back. All right, find your runner's lunge here. Back knee comes down. Arms overhead. Keep your legs engaged. Fingertips can come down as we shift our hips back. Come to whatever position feels comfortable for you for a nice stretch in that hamstring. Let's shift our weight forward, pop up on those toes. Use your balance, come right up into a high lunge. Folding forward, push off that back foot. into your forward fold. Let's try one more time. Hands come up to your halfway lift, fold forward, right leg back. All right, back knee down. We'll flow through it a little bit faster here. Arms come up overhead. Shifting those hips back. And coming forward, back knee lifts. Use your balance, come up into your high lunge. And folding forward. Push off that back foot. Let's finish it off on the other side. Halfway lift, find some space. Fold, step that left foot back. Back knee comes down, arms overhead. Nice stretch on the hip flexor. Arms come down for stability, hips go back. Stretching out that right leg. You can always have blocks or props under your hands if you need. Coming forward, set up for your high lunge. Feel nice and steady. Arms over top. High lunge. And let's bring our hands down, step back up. We're gonna do a chair here to finish it off. Feet can be hip distance or toes touching. Have your legs tight in towards each other. Sit your hips back and arms come overhead. Nice strong core here. If you look down, you can see your toes. Keep your core tight. And feel the burn just for a moment. Push up and shake it out. Good job, guys. We're just gonna move on to the fit part now. Good job. Okay, we're gonna start right away with 45 seconds of jumping jacks to get our heart going. So jumping jacks are just opening up to a big star and then closing. So let's do that for 45 seconds. Here we go. Now we're gonna move on to the next exercises, which will be lunges. So lunges you can do in a couple ways. So let's start by stepping one leg back. Think about keeping the knee above or slightly behind the ankle. Don't let it go past the toes. And we can either work on pulsing one leg for half the time and then switching, or you can push off, step forward, and step back. Step forward, and step back. Try not to fall. All right, so whatever version of lunges works for you, let's do that for 45 seconds. And we can begin right away. Now let's move on for exercise number 3, which will be plank ups. So we're gonna come down to our mat. For one modification, you can hold the plank either on your knees or up on your toes, shoulders over the wrist for the 45 seconds. Or you can go from full plank to forearm plank and back up again. So you transition to coming down to your forearms and coming up on your hands. So those are a few options you can take, and we'll get going right away. For our last exercise, we're gonna move on to our backs for some ab work with some V-ups. So two options, coming onto your back, you're gonna lift your hips up, tuck your tailbone, lift your feet off the ground, and then without straining your neck, use your core, lift your shoulders off the ground with your hands reaching out, and you can just work on holding here, take a break when you need, or if you wanna try a little bit more, you can extend and then lift up and tuck. Extend and lift up and tuck. So the choice is yours, and we'll start in 3, 2, 1, go. Whew, okay, good job, guys. Round 1 done. Just 2 more rounds to go, and then you're all set for the day. Here we go. Day 2 is done. Congratulations. Enjoy the rest of your day. Namaste.